Hi, welcome to our first rant series, and today we are talking about the top 10 worst pedo users on YouTube. So anyways, let's get into this video right now. You might have heard of this stupid user called Rainbow107 or Jamal Lawrence, right? Well, I will explain this entire thing. He can't handle hate and criticism. He makes cringe content, like this here.
O. R. Oh, Amanda, that feels so freaking good.
He makes tickle fetish videos out of good users. Oh my god, that is so fetish. He keeps harassing children and other users. He makes sex videos out of users. Oh my god, that proves he is a pedophile. This is why I do not trust him.
I don't trust you!
Thank goodness he closed his account on August 2nd, 2022. You might have heard of Morrison, but have you heard of Science World cartoon? You do. Well, I will explain this. Back in 2020, he started drama with Vittorio the Beyonder 2003 by giving him a red card on Behavior Card Day by threatening him to get a hate base. He harassed T-Bone by making him pregnant. He faked getting COVID-19. He faked his death 3 times in a row. He showed his private parts on Discord. Oh my god. He is a real pervert and pedophile. Thank God he quit YouTube. You might have heard of Wilson the Man-Child. Well, here are the reasons. He adds into his videos many users, just because they like him. He always cries over everything, which made me die of laughter. He takes trolls too, seriously. On his Punishment Day video out of Noella the Number Blocks fan 2008 aka Noella the Princess Knight, he made her naked. Oh my god. That is so disgusting and gross. He is now a pedophile forever. Have you heard someone who always makes fun of cancer? Well, this user is Seb's World of Fun, also known as Sex World of Fuck. Haha, I know it's funny, now I'll explain. He keeps making fun of cancer, diastasis, disorders, autism, PTSD, ADHD, ACT. He calls us sweeties, darlings and honeys. Oh my god, that term is so annoying. He used inappropriate content. Thank God this user got terminated. But also he is a pedo just like WHO I talked about. I hate the user Amanda Andrea Rose, and I'm telling you why. She defended an entitled Karen of a user who likes to act like a huge drama queen Moonlight Mimi. She harassed a lot of children. She did bad things back in 2021. She made so many users get a huge, mega, extreme hate base. She makes disgusting fetish videos out of so many good users. She is a manipulator. She cannot handle hate, criticism, and everything. Thank God she closed her account forever.
There was a stalker but also a pedo named Emmanuel Thomas, and I will tell you reasons why. He stalks people for no reason. He brainwashed people to be best friend. He keeps calling everybody cutie and amazing. He harasses people for no reason. Like, he wants people to suck his private parts. He is a man-child. He makes people to make characters of the Wiggles, the Backyard Agents, Lazy Town, ACT, even though the Wiggles and Lazy Town has been part of my kidhood. He can't handle people ranting on him. He cannot handle hate. He is an Elias D wannabe. Yeah, I know that's a lot of reasons, but I don't trust him.
I don't trust you!
Do you know who I am talking about? Yes, and Matt returns briefly. He claimed that Max Guy 240 owns this channel, which is not. He harasses people for no reason. He sent death threats to good users. He claims that I want his channel back, which is not. He keeps making fun of Ukraine. Oh my god. That is very disrespectful to Ukrainian people. He subscribed to over 30 or 40 people. Thank God he has not uploaded in a long time.
Well, we have a Sergei Supo wannabe called Porn and Crime Yes Brilliant Surgeon Please No, or Pasai Bop. I will explain this. He called me a push-worthy brat. He called Brilliant Surge a pig. He stole the new username from Brilliant Surge's old UTTP username, which is named Anonymous7UpTHDTC. He is a Sergei Supo wannabe. He is a man-child. He is a criminal supporter. He supports Sergei Supo and pedophiles. Oh my god, you are now getting a Grounded series for that. We have a sick and pedo user by the name of Socks21. He said in words so many times. He puts Pia and TIES in so much videos, which is disgusting. He pretended to be black. He cannot handle hate, criticism, dislikes, unsubscribing, and more. He claimed that apps and companies are a person. And if you dare to claim that Whoosh Studios is a person, you should be ashamed of yourself.
And the world's worst pedophile user ever in the abomination is
Sergei Supo is one of the most pedo users in the abomination. I am telling you every reason why he sucks as heck. He said so many N-words. He roasts people for no reason. He lied about all of us. He gives us invalid reasons why we suck. He subscribed to a lot of people while they still hate him. He is a man-child. He cannot handle hate. He makes bad videos out of all of us. He always raises everyone for no reason. He supported criminals. Thank God he is gone forever. That is it. I had enough of him for what he done.
And that's basically it for this video. So, this was us, signing off.